Alright, so this is my Sprint Jenny cash.
Makes it worth it, right?
Huh. This is gonna be one of my series of playthroughs for Dragon Age Inquisition. I'm currently playing as a elf female knight enchanter or arcane warrior. I like arcane warrior better. Inquisitor. Relationship with Sarah, which is most of my characters. Their relationship is with Sarah or either Cassandra. I haven't done the Josephine one yet, or in the Dorian or Iron Bull. I probably won't do Dorian or Iron Bull, just because I don't like those romance options, but just personal choices. You know, everyone can do whatever they want, and I'm currently level, I don't know, I have to see. This is Cole also, so it's Cole's level 17, so my mage is level 17 also. Alright, so I currently have the Red Templar. I was about to leave, but one thing I do not like about these areas is very irritating, is that the wolves, they attack the hollows so much in this area that it just leaves you fighting. Like, if you don't fight them, it'll leave you stuck in combat for a while, so I'm not gonna get any experience for fighting them, and I can't fast travel because I'm in the area with these stupid wolves and they're just roaming around the area. It's not really a threat, but alright, there it is. It's just the fact that they run around so much and they're so irritating. Like the hinterlands, once you do most of the areas in the hinterlands, it's bears everywhere. Like, you'll just be running randomly or riding your horse and your staff, or it depending on what weapon choice you're using, which character you're using, your weapon will start glowing if you have runes because you're in combat. But because there's so many bears in the area, once you clear out the bandits, it's almost like you should leave the bandits there and stuff, because you can avoid the bandits easy, but the bears are so irritating because they are everywhere. It's like, you'll fight one, you'll go a couple paces around the corner, or you'll climb a hill and there's another bear, and you go another area and there's another bear. I mean, it's fucking irritating is what it is, but you know, you can get around it. I'm going to try to fight this level 19 dragon. I'm currently playing on hard difficulty, but I'm going to have to go and do this quest in order to get to the dragon, which is kind of a drag, but not really, because I had to do it anyways. And there's also, I'm kind of like towards the end of the story, actually. I should have did one from the beginning, but I don't know, it's kind of boring in the beginning when it first starts for me personally, so, because you don't have any of your, it starts getting really interesting once you get, well, the story's good, I should say. Actually, the story's good either way, but it starts getting really interesting once you get your specializations for your characters. I really like the specializations, especially for, I think my favorite ones are the Knight Enchanter and the, I forget what it's called for the warrior, but it's some kind of dragon thing. It's pretty awesome. And well, I mean, you could do two hands or weapon and shield. I mean, sword and shield, but I particularly like using the two-hand ones. It's a little risky because you die a lot more, you take a lot more, you know, hits to your health because you don't have the shield blocking, but it also puts high damage output. I almost forgot where I was going. It's going in Storm Coast. Red Templar is on the Storm Coast. It's 4 power. I have 98 power, so it's not really
Our soldiers handled themselves well in
point
argument.
of losing any power, because at the end, I mean, towards the end of the game, once you start, not even at the end of the game, if you do like the quest and try to do all the little side quests and missions and stuff like any other person who plays RPGs will do. Like if you're playing it kind of like you would play World of Warcraft, and you're gonna end up with a lot more power than you actually need, and you're gonna be over leveled in some areas, which kind of it's, I guess you could say it's a downside because you will get experience from the quest, but you won't get experience from fighting any of the enemies. Cassandra dies way too much for me to take her along. I haven't really. I fought one dragon with Cole, but it wasn't all that tough. This is a tougher dragon fight, so I'm gonna bring Cole because I made him some weapons. I haven't been using Cassandra for a while. I could bring her because I like her abilities, but she's gonna die an awful lot. But I put res on my character now, so it shouldn't be all that bad. I usually take Sarah around with me because besides her being like my character's love interest, she is one of the funnier party banters. I mean, like the stuff she says, I find it pretty funny most of the time. So it's kind of drab, with Solus, and I mean he's awesome. Don't get me wrong. I like Solus, but the stuff he says sometimes is kind of drab. It's a little irritating. He's always talking about the fade or something.
Maintain a foothold here.
Which is cool because like you understand a lot more about the story if you listen to Solus and if you read all the little things. If you actually take the time to read the little stuff that you pick up, that great sword looks like shit. But, okay. I haven't been using Cassandra that much, but she has some not the best armor, but shouldn't die that much. I mean, well, she's gonna anyway because she's using the two-hander, and I believe the two-hander, if you're not controlling it, the character, they die a lot. Because the only way warriors, I don't know, maybe there's another way. I know there's one in Sword and Shield about the guard. Your guard regenerates like more or something, but not so much when you're using a two-hander, and it makes it a little irritating. You focus your own defensive training, gaining guard for each nearby enemy. That really doesn't work in a dragon fight. You accept blows. You don't want that because she already dies enough, but I guess that would be cool because she does die that much. But trust is still, you know how to make the most of your equipment, gaining a bonus to armor when you have active guard. It's not that bad, but guard, the downside is guard is a taunt. So that's the only way you get guard is it's either challenge or war cry. And the more survivability for your character, you're gonna want them to use the taunts. But the thing is, when you do that against a dragon, I mean, you're just asking to die, especially when you don't have a shield to block. You're just asking for the dragon to just bite your face off. I haven't really done a lot of stuff in the Storm Coast just because I don't know. This is not my game where I completed a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna have to go through. I'm leaving some stuff to do towards the end of the game. So I'm gonna fast travel to this area and go do the Red Templar quest. I'm probably gonna have to start the recording over. We'll make another recording because I'm using the PlayStation, whereas not really into the whole recording thing at first, but I'm using my PlayStation to record stuff, so it's like 15-minute intervals. So I'm gonna have to start recording here soon and make another one. See, I mean, just look at this. I'm nowhere near that fight or those enemies, and somehow I got dragged into the combat. Like, my character went into a defensive stance or offensive stance, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so I'm gonna start a new recording here, so